Welcome back to the Energy Academy. I'm Neil Weaver, and in this episode, I'll be introducing you to the four main stages of any electricity system. In order to turn your lights on, you need electricity. That electricity must travel from a generation site, a power station or wind farm or the like, across transmission lines and into your home. Simple. Except that it isn't. The biggest challenge is making sure that the amount of electricity generated matches demand. In Great Britain, there are countless sources of electricity generation located in every part of the country. Making sure that the electricity they produce gets to where it needs to be at the right times is a massively complicated process. Matching supply with demand so that there's never too much or too little electricity on the system at any given time is a delicate balancing act. So, what are the four main stages of any electricity system? The first is generation, where electricity is produced. In the past, this generally happened by burning stuff to power turbines. However, in today's world, there's a much more diverse mix of generation, including intermittent renewable sources like wind and solar. The next stage is transmission, where electricity is transported across the country from generation sites to where the demand for that electricity is coming from. This generally happens via large overhead or underground wires and cables known as transmission lines. Next up is distribution, where that electricity is then delivered at a more local level to the homes and businesses that need it. The last step is consumption. That electricity that was produced in the generation stage and transported in the transmission stage and delivered in the distribution stage can now be consumed or used. Essentially, you can now switch and keep your lights on. But what does all this mean? Well, in essence, it means supply must match demand. There's just no way of storing the amount of electricity that Great Britain needs, so it has to be generated, transmitted, distributed, and consumed continuously in real time. Participants in the system, barring consumers, need to obtain the correct licences from Ofgem, the Office for Gas and Electricity Markets, who are Great Britain's independent energy regulator. But what goes on at each stage of the process, and who are the other major players? Let's start at the beginning. In the next episode, I'll outline what I mean by generation. I'll see you there.